It is spooky season, but it seems a disappearing act called ghosting is around 24/7 in today's dating scene.
Our next guest is exploring this trend in a book called Where'd They Go? Bringing Light to Ghosting Culture. Author Andi Lew joins us now with more on her book. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Janelle and Java. It's such a pleasure to be here because so many people are getting haunted by this subject.
Yes.
You know, it's a mental health dilemma.
Yeah.
I'm a certified lifestyle and wellness coach, and all of my clients, you know, always looking at nutrition and other aspects of their life. But I realized that there was this social culture that was happening where people were just not getting closure and not able to deal with disappearance in this growing trend.
Right. And so let's start with like the basics. So people that might not know, like what is ghosting?
Exactly. So yeah, it is still scary, and I'm so glad we're talking about this in Halloween because it's about all things scary. Because, you know, it's when people just never return text messages, emails, phone calls, and you're continually checking up on them. But where'd they go? Literally, did they die? We'll never know.
Right.
And a lot of my readers are already telling me, you know, thank you so much for writing this, because it's often sort of even harder than death, you know, and grieving, because when you know the person's passed, at least you can, you know they died, they are a ghost, you can grieve that process. But this one, it's like, you'll actually never know. There's no closure. And how do you deal with disappearance? Well, I've got all the answers.
Okay, so give us a few of those answers, maybe one or two.
Well, you know, you can actually write a text just to have some playful fun, because there's different types of ghosting. There's the fake ghost, there's the fizzle ghost, there's the demi ghost, there's the one that comes back. So that that's the resurfacer, so I call that submarining. So you have to be aware of all of that, because they might actually come back. Then there's also the orbiter, where they're checking out, you know, your Instagram stories and letting you know that they're still looking, but they'll never reply to your text messages or phone calls or emails. And so you can write something back just for the sake of your ego, because often you know you dodged a bullet, right? You often know this, I just don't want to be with someone who can't have a sweaty palmed conversation with me. Right. But, you know, I've got some template texts like, you know, oh, thanks for my 30-day money-back guarantee, or...
Try to do with humor then, maybe.
Yes, this is boo sheet. Or, or I thought Casper was supposed to be friendly.
Right.
And often they will reply with sort of like, I'm really busy with work and that sort of thing. And it's good to make it light, because sometimes you are getting ghosted because they can tell that you're going to be a difficult person to have that honest conversation with. And often you can learn something about yourself. Well, actually, I was being too impatient.
Interesting. So do you suggest kind of calling them out, saying, why are you ghosting me? I mean, is it that simple?
Call out the behavior with comedy, because it really could be an issue of, you know, they really weren't well, or you're just being really, you know, sensitive, and I mean, how we do anything is how we do everything. We're now in this online world where we expect quick replies, you know, we're on demand, like, just relax, people.
True. Let me ask you this, because we're talking about this in the context of dating relationships, but you're saying ghosting actually happens in professional settings as well. So what do you do if you're the ghoster or ghosting in that professional setting?
Love this, Java, because it is happening at workplaces as well, and that's why human resources departments are growing with the work that they need to do. People are just not turning up to jobs. There's so much ghosting going on, where that work ethic is starting to fall away, and that ability to actually return emails and let people know I'm not turning up today. So it's really hard for people within workplaces. I've got 50 ways to deal with disappearance. I've got how you can smell the yellow and the orange flag so that you can prevent ghosting, because let's face it, prevention is the cure. And then, of course, just having some fun and seeing the light on this very serious mental health subject, so that you can have fun with it. I mean, I wrote about a story where I got ghosted. The guy actually came back, and then he ghosted me again. I won't tell you what happened next. You'll have to read the book.
And speaking of book, where can we get the book?
Well, you can get it everywhere. It's on Amazon, it's on my website, andilew.com, and I'd love you to follow me on Instagram, because I always answer my DMs. I'll never ghost you.
Okay, good to know. All right, and we're going to put that website on our screen one more time, so you can get your hands on this book by visiting andilew.com.